I can't imagine the chaos of the prior weeks. I mean, the disciples must have been lamenting of what could have happened or what could have been. There was so much confusion. And then, of course, the missing body of Jesus. And so these disciples really felt that they had no choice but to take the road and to walk the 7 miles to home, to Emmaus, to pick up where they left their lives, to unlock the doors, open the windows, to pick open all the unopened mail, to pay the bills, to get on with their lives. They must have been quite disappointed, those 7 miles. They must have been dragging their feet, wondering what will happen next. Nothing left to do but to get on with it. We've all been there. We've all been there. Maybe misunderstood expectations, disappointment. Perhaps it's a loss of a relationship or the loss of a job, or maybe even the loss of the ability to go to the grocery store without protective gear. I don't know. Perhaps we're even there right now on that road, just trying to get back to our lives as the way we thought that they should have been. And in that moment, on the roads, in the dust, Jesus appeared to them. See, that's the most miraculous thing about the story. This isn't a story about Jesus's going to celebrate with the angels and Mary and all those who rejoiced and understood the significance of the missing body. This is Jesus going to the disappointed, the lone, all those who have no idea what to do next. The ones returning home defeated. You even heard them say, "We had hoped." And then Jesus reminds them. Jesus reminds them that God's incredible power isn't one that looks like victory in the way that we think of it. It sometimes even looks like defeat. See, resurrection can't just happen out of nothing. It comes out of chaos, hurt, and pain. And no matter how much we want to, we can't always skip the chaos, hurt, and pain. But God's love is one of transformation. That's what resurrection's all about. Changing, turning that pain into a new thing, a new way, a way of being closer with God, a way of walking closer into what God's vision for us is. One of my favorite authors and preachers, Barbara Brown Taylor, writes this little story about 2 children talking about what it means to be blind. And one child asks the other, "How do you know if you're blind?" And the other one looks at him and says, "Well, you don't. You just know afterwards that you were blind, that you couldn't see." You see, the disciples almost missed that moment, right? The moment when they suddenly realized who they were walking with. They had to wait until that last moment where Jesus did the Jesus thing of breaking the bread. That's the only moment they recognized him, and then he was gone. Blindness didn't keep Jesus from showing up. Rather, it seems in the Gospels, Jesus seems to go where there is blindness. Blessedness of the brokenness could be another name for the Gospels. So, what do we do as we are walking on this road to Emmaus? Do we stay blind? Or do you start to look for where we might see Jesus and Jesus's actions in our lives? Where can we take great comfort in this painful moment of our community? Can we do it without even celebrating communion together, without that breaking of the bread? I believe we can. I believe that if we adjust our eyes and recognize that sometimes we are blind to God's love that's right in front of us, we might begin to see things in a new way. Where is Jesus for you on this road of Emmaus? Can you recognize him? I was thinking about that in my own life, and I was thinking about this really strange predicament we are in where we're stuck at home. And I started to think about where I'm seeing some love and light and Jesus in my life. And I'd like to introduce you to one thing that I think has really helped, where I think Jesus is. I think for me, in my life, Jesus is in Hermie. Let me introduce you to Hermie. Hermie stinks. Hermie is a sourdough starter. We named him Hermie because it's after a campfire song. Hermie is this worm where every time the children approach the worm is larger and they go, "Hermie, baby, what happened?" And they sing, "I ate lunch," or "I ate dinner." Well, Hermie seems to be ever expanding all the time. And I feed Hermie at least once every 12 hours while it's outside the refrigerator. And so I couldn't find a more appropriate word. And so why is Hermie my Jesus right now? Why am I seeing Jesus in Hermie? I'm seeing Jesus in Hermie because I'm able to take the time to have dinner and to have fresh bread with my husband. Usually during this time, he travels 40 miles. And so oftentimes, if he comes home around 5 or 6, the commute is somewhere around an hour to an hour and a half. And so we miss each other a lot in dinner. It's often in passing, we're like, "Oh yeah, or we have dinner really, really late." And this has given us an opportunity to sit together, to enjoy each other's company, and to break some bread together. That is my Jesus right now, is recognizing that has changed my life. I will not be going back to the way we were exactly the same way because I've had this ability to sit across from my husband and have dinner. It sounds so small, but it's so powerful. And so I wonder, where is Jesus in your life right now? Where do you see him? In a few moments in the service, at the end of the service, I will ask that question again. So I ask for you in this time of silence is that, do you see something in this road in between time, this road of Emmaus that we're in right now? Do you see something that is bringing you lots of love and light in a way that you didn't before? And hopefully by sharing these stories and sharing these experiences of the resurrected Christ, we may see and not be blind to where God's love is pouring in our lives, even now, especially now.